red, white, and blue are on the flags of a lot of countries. France, the Netherlands, the United States. But like, it was also the colors of the the southern states during the Civil War, you know, the Confederate States of America, you know, the people that lost. Yeah, I'm from the states that one of the states that lost, and I don't know if I have anyone who fought in the war, like in my roots, but I can't help but think that one of my relatives way back when owned a slave, and like I can't convince myself that if me right now, lived back then, that I wouldn't want to own a slave. It was really less about having a person in my ownership, and more about like the status symbol that I could afford a slave. It just sounds like if I could buy a Lamborghini today, it's not because I want a Lamborghini. It's because it's expensive, and people would be like, "Oh, dude, look at that dude with the Lamborghini," you know. I feel like a lot of people back then were like, "Dude, look at that guy with the slave." But we realized that, well, I guess we fought over whether or not it was cool to have slaves. But each state decided differently, and then all the states that decided slaves were cool decided to band together and form a country. And then we went to war because states' rights to own slaves. And like other things, like Lincoln wasn't even on our ballot, but he won. It's stupid. But the slave thing, the Confederate flag recently got banned from NASCAR, which blows my mind because NASCAR is like the most redneck thing, right? Like Ricky Bobby, great movie, saw it last night. He is so southern though. He might be Midwestern, I don't know, but he's gonna get the southern tag. And I don't think I walk around with the southern tag, but southern hospitality is unparalleled. We know how to make good comfort food. We know how to sing those blues. We we feel like the heart of like a nation, you know? But that's largely because the South has a large black community, I think. I'm pretty sure the South has more black people than like the North still, but I'm not like like I can't confidently say that. That I don't know, but like a flag, you're gonna ban a flag that a losing, not even non-existent country flies anymore. Like this doesn't make sense. Ulysses S. Grant or Robert E. Lee, whoever the guy on the wrong side was, has a statue somewhere that we could take down. But like, we won't. And that statue could be used to like showcase some famous scientist who, I don't know, we could have monuments to famous black people too. I don't see why we can't do that. And I don't understand why we haven't taken down the Confederate statues yet. Like, I get that they represent history, but you can't fight for holding on to the loser, right? But while I do think we need to take down the statues to the people that were not good role models, we shouldn't throw hate at the rebel flag because it stands for more than slavery, I think, especially in today's world. I guess way back when they flew it, yeah, it stood for white supremacy. But things change, right? Like the N-word, not allowed to say it. You know the one, the only N-word that I'm not allowed to say. It started as like a word to put people down. And now people are using it as a show of solidarity. But I'm not in the group, so I can't show my solidarity. Solidate? That's not a word. But like, I totally get why I can't say the N word. Because it's not my word. This flag, though, represents the losers, represents failure, and in a way, represents forgiveness. Because, like, we lost, and we had to ask very nicely for America to forgive what we did by murdering a lot of people, our own people. And we faced the punishment, and we seemingly moved on. But, I mean, systemic racism, you know? It's not a person who's doing it. It's all the people who've set this up. And so, someone designed that flag. Someone who probably was racist, for sure. But not everyone who flies that flag today is racist, I hope. I don't fly that flag outside. I fly that flag in my room so I can see it every day and remind myself, don't let your ego stop you from doing what's right. And I don't think a lot of people have this view of the Confederate flag. Yeah, when I see it, I think about slaves, for sure. But I think about my great whatever grandfather who probably owned a slave. And I want to, it reminds me to be better than that. And so, like, I don't see the Confederate flag as any sort of, like, role model or anything. I definitely don't see any Confederacy people as role models, except for the ones that, like, defected because they realized they were doing something wrong. But I don't know their names, so I don't have any Confederate role models. The only thing that I'm holding onto the Confederate flag is my dad's family's history. And it's a dirty history, but we can't forget it. We just can't. And if we try to make everyone hide their flag, how will we know what happened? I mean, yeah, sure, you learn it in school, but if you're not reminded every day, you're gonna lose it. I remind myself this every year when I go back to class after summer. I have to relearn what I forgot over the summer. And if I go too long without looking at a Confederate flag, I'm gonna forget slavery. I'm gonna, like, just put it on the back burner and then let it simmer until it's gone. And, like, I won't be consciously thinking about all the wrong that's happened. But when I look at what's wrong, I know it's wrong, and I can try to change myself. I can try to make myself better. And I know that not everyone's using the Confederate flag as a symbol for, like, as the low bar to set, you know? Be better than this. But I'm usually here, right? It's so easy to be better than the Confederacy. They were bad. But, like, they were upset. And I think everyone can understand what upset feels like now, because we're seeing it on TV all the time. I'm not upset that NASCAR banned the Confederate flag. In fact, it's probably a step in the right direction. I'm upset that there are still statues to bad role models, but not because they were Confederate generals or whatever, but because they had morals and ethics that were wrong. And so we, the American people, need the Confederate flag. Because if we forget history, we're gonna repeat it. Maybe not as bad. We might not go to war, but it's not gonna be good. And we need the Confederate flag to set the bar of what not to do. Because we went to war over it, and we should have learned something from it. But when we learn stuff, we forget it. And we need the Confederate flag to not be a symbol of pride. That's going to be the hardest thing. And what's making me really kind of want to burn it, because I'm proud to be American. I'm not proud that my ancestors were slave owners. I'm proud to live in a free nation. I'm not proud of how we got here. But we're here now. And we can't forget that. And we're moving forward still. So, if we leave the past too far behind us, it's not going to end well. Anyway, this wasn't funny. That's all I've got though. See you next time. Bye.